In June of 2022, I bought my first ever Porsche, this 996 Turbo, which was the cheapest one I could find at about $38,000. And I didn't know it yet, but this was going to be the first step of many to build up to my dream car. I got the 996 Turbo finished and then bought a 997 Turbo, and I've been working on that for a few years, and it's essentially flawless. And I absolutely adore this car, and it means so much to me because I touched every single nut and bolt on it. I rebuilt it from scratch. But in order to move up to a GT3, I'm gonna have to start with something a little bit cheaper. And of course, the easiest and by far cheapest GT car you can get into is a Cayman GT4, and I found one at a smoking deal.
See like the tiniest bend on that wheel. I don't know if you can see it.
Over the last few videos, I've been rebuilding that car, and it's essentially done. And in this video, I'm gonna finish the car. However, there's one massive problem.
You guys remember those options I told you about for the front bumper?
So I got a total here for you. It comes to $8,588.86.
Holy crap.
So it's either spend nearly 5 figures on Porsche OEM parts, or spend like $1,500 to $2,000 on an Alibaba bumper, because I couldn't find any used ones.
So do I spend $8,500 or do I spend like $1,500 and have an unknown? I don't know. There's actually another option that I never ever thought of. And as it turns out, it just showed up. And here it is. Hopefully this works out. Well, hopefully it just fits. It's getting freaking cold outside, I know that. Which really sucks for me because I do a good bit of work outside on these cars. Luckily this garage stays warm though because it's essentially part of the house. Undetermined the best way to open this. The box isn't destroyed though, so that's a good sign. There it is. We are in tight quarters, boys. Ah! Wow, there are so many parts in here. Got all the grills. Oh my goodness, look at all the hardware. More grills. Oh, there's like the bottom plastic skid plate. What is this? I'm assuming a lip. Oh man, my guys. It's not fiberglass. It feels like OEM plastic. It even has the tow hook cover. If this fits right, this is the absolute steal of the century. No way, it even comes with the marker lights.
I had no idea this even existed until someone suggested it to me in the comments. Thanks guys. This is a complete kit from ECS Tuning, and it literally includes every nut, bolt, screw, every single thing you'd need to install this.
Now to be fair, this is marketed as a GT4 conversion kit for like your regular old Caymans, your Cayman S's, whatever other Caymans there are. I'm not a Cayman guy, I don't know that much about them. So I'm curious to see how it fits on an actual GT4, and we're gonna find that out right now. I should probably take the headlights out.
And honestly, this kit is really reasonably priced at just around 2,800 bucks, which is pretty similar to some that you'd find on Alibaba, but with the trustworthiness of ECS Tuning.
Oh, sheesh! Look at that. That's a pretty gosh darn good fit so far. All of this stuff over here is where I think it gets interesting. Need any of the kit that came with it, or if it's just gonna slot in there and be correct. And it looks pretty correct. Shims, we got rivets. So looking at this slots in to a thingamabob here. There's a male end, and then looks like there's a female end, and that's gonna sit in there. And then this, okay, so I gotta screw this in first. So this goes like that. This gets riveted on, and it's fine by me because I get to use my rivet gun, which I haven't used since I did the roof on my trailer. Let's try this again. It should probably more or less snap into place now. That's much better. That'll just snap in there. which I'm not going to fully snap in yet because I still got to remove it. I just want to make sure everything works.
And so far, everything was lining up really nicely and the quality seemed OEM-like.
That'll go there. Cool. Oh, and I need this one under panel over here. That's right. That's really the one thing I'm missing. So I got to look that up because I don't have it on this side. That'll sit like that. Those holes line up. Those three there. Oh, man. Everything is coming together. This is going to work freaking perfectly. I just need to order this cover over here. Everything seemed to fit really, really well. So I'm not going to take all the time in the world snapping all these things in because I'm going to have to unsnap them. And I want to risk breaking something. But, I mean, literally everything looks like it's going to work perfectly. I'm freaking pumped.
Now, I'm no body guy, but man, if this doesn't line up perfectly, I don't know what does.
Now what else I got to do, now that that's fitting well, I got to take the whole rear end back apart, get the rear bumper off, get the side skirt off, and it's really not that easy. It's kind of a pain, actually, but I got to do it. Got to do it so the stuff can get painted and this car can get wrapped up. That's crazy. It's crazy that this car's like done. The only thing that I need to make sure of is that I don't need to rivet anything else to the back of this, which I don't think I do.
Couple other bits and pieces that needed to be double-sided taped and glued on that front bumper, which I got taken care of. And then I also pulled off the driver's side skirt because that needs to be repainted as well. Then it was on to the rear bumper.
The annoying part is I take this little duck bill off and the access is just kind of weird. Not enough to get a power tool in there, and you guys know how I love my power tools. And I've got to take the taillights out, and to take the taillights out, I have to get some of these interior panels off. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not so terrible.
It's not terrible, it's just slightly annoying because I just installed all this stuff when I got the car. Anyone else have problems with Porsche electrical connectors? I hate those things.
You can't ever push these in. They're like always too hard to get with just your finger, which that shouldn't be the case. You should be able to remove any electrical connector with just your fingers. I do believe that's all the bolts, screws, push pins, connecting everything. So this should come off now. Oh shoot, there's something I wanted to do before taking this off. I don't want to have to make the paint guy take this off, so I'm going to give that a shot. My heat gun's still broken, so that's certainly not going to help me here.
For badges like this, fishing line usually works pretty well.
That was like way too easy. "100 steps backwards for 1 step forward." Gotta unplug the backup camera. Oh, that's everything. I also need to strip the rear bumper, which has way more parts on it than I initially thought.
So after getting the rear bumper off, I fully disassembled it. That's marker lights, license plate cover, the camera, and then of course all the badging and residue that I had to get off. And now we're left with all of the parts that needed to be painted, which ended up being more than I thought just because there's so many parts and pieces. But the reality of it is a front bumper, a rear bumper, a side skirt, and some miscellaneous parts isn't that much, and there's almost no bodywork needed.
I've been sitting at this desk for hours editing, but you know what's annoying is not having any water in here, because to get water, I have to get up and go to the kitchen and pour water, and I'm lazy. But what if there was a better way? Well, thanks to Water Drop, I can literally have filtered water anywhere. No plumbing, no wiring, no nothing. It's awesome. Now I never get thirsty while providing you guys with top quality content.
And this is the Water Drop water filter dispenser. It's really easy to put together and use. And like I said, it's battery operated, so it can go anywhere. All you have to do is fill it up with water, put your favorite cup underneath it, dispense the water, and enjoy. It's got a lead-free glass-made water pitcher, so you don't have to worry about microplastics. You can get instant crisp water in just 1 second, and its 5-stage filter reduces over 70 harmful contaminants like chlorine. And the filter has a 3-month lifespan, and using this can save 2,400 plastic bottles a year. I'll have a link for this down in the description box if you'd like to get your own.
Just like that, you got water. Nice, clean, delicious filtered water. What's really cool, this whole thing is battery operated. You can put it literally anywhere. Thank you, Water Drop, for sponsoring another video and giving me access to nice filtered water right here in the office.
This is one of those things that just spiraled out of control, taking the car back apart, but then taking all of the itsy bitsy little parts off of everything. It's a little overwhelming, actually, everything scattered about in here. But tomorrow I'm going to go drop the stuff off, paint, and then it's assembly time, and this thing is done. Load everything up and get it to the paint shop.
A little later in the video, I'll explain the massive problem that I have with this car, and also I'm going to do a cost breakdown so you guys know exactly how much money I have in to this car in total and how much it costs to rebuild it, and if I'm going to make any kind of profit.
The question's going to be, how am I going to transport all this back without scratching them up? That's probably going to be a pain. It is Friday, isn't it? I never keep track of what day it is. Right. This is the worst piece. I mean, it's got like that, whatever there, but you know more than me.
Okay. Yeah, I could do something with that.
Cool.
Now, this thing's fast?
I wouldn't call it fast. It's not slow. It's like 400 horsepower, and it weighs like 2,900 pounds.
All the parts were dropped off to the painter, the same guy who painted my G80, and just a few days later, here was the result. And Cameron knocked this one out of the park as well, just like the G80. The paint and bodywork look impeccable and perfect, and I can't wait to get all these parts installed because it's going to look like nothing ever happened to this car. Granted, that's a lot of work in front of me. A lot of work with a high potential of me scratching or ruining the paint job in its entirety. But hopefully that doesn't happen.
Thankfully, I got everything home in one piece without damaging or without the bumpers and everything else flying out of my truck bed and without slapping into each other and causing damage. But now it's even more nerve-wracking because I have to put all the bits and pieces back on the rear bumper and then on the new front bumper and the side skirt and install that without damaging anything. I'm not the best at doing that. A tricky part to get on was actually this valance that goes underneath here. So I hope it goes on smoothly because it took like some force, and using force on freshly painted parts is not the most fun.
I tried my hardest to be patient and get this installed without scratching the bumper. And because of that, it took way longer than I thought it would.
Man, this lower diffuser, that's such a pain to get in because some have to go over, some have to go under, some have to go in and around and about, but that was honestly, that probably took half an hour just to clip that thing in there. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. So I got these rear brackets, and then they attach to the license plate holder, which was also painted because it was kind of chipped up and whatnot. There we go. This bumper is absolutely littered with just a ton of parts. New cars are crazy, man.
If you guys ever take parts to get painted and you want to save some money, this is a great way to do that. Get everything fully disassembled yourself, and then you can fully assemble everything yourself after the painter's done with it, because that can really cut down the cost, because this is hours and hours of work.
I think that's everything with the rear bumper, other than fitting it to the car, of course, and putting the little deck lid on the bumper and then plugging it in and putting in the like 50 bolts that hold it. Yeah.
And kids, always remember, use protection.
All right, here goes nothing. I wish I had my twin right now to help me put this on. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Always something in the way.
Fun fact, working with small interior pieces and putting things back together in that regard is my least favorite thing to do on cars, save for maybe rust repair. But one of my favorite things to do, albeit extremely stressful, is putting back together exterior panels after they've been freshly painted and assembled with all new parts.
Obviously, I had this painted too because this was a little marked up as well. It wasn't too bad though, but I preferred this car to be as perfect as practical. Oh man, that looks good. This was the most damaged part of the whole car. So they marked this damage because there's like the tiniest little like scuff there. The rest of this thing seems to be in perfect condition.
I mean, come on, what's more satisfying than fresh clips snapping in on body panels?
And this side is now minty fresh. One last piece, obviously the coolest and most important part, the bumper from ECS Tuning, and it turned out so nice. I can't wait to get all the bits and pieces on it. Please don't hit anything. Actually guys, I have a side quest in this video. It's pretty satisfying, to me at least. As you guys know, I just have so much crap over here. Friggin' blown up S58, stock mufflers, intakes, welding stuff, glass, and just all the wheels and tires in the world you could ever want for really any Porsche. But we're getting rid of some of that stuff. Admittedly, these are really, really cool wheels. And the fact that my 997 was tracked with these wheels makes it even cooler. And these are like forged. They're actually pretty darn expensive wheels, but found a buyer for them. So on to bigger and better things. More space to store more crap for me.
Well, I got rid of 8 wheels and tires here, but I still have another set of at least 8, I think maybe 12 wheels and tires and other miscellaneous crap.
That much more space in my backyard. Obviously this bumper is like super plain looking right now, but this is gonna be so cool. Getting all these bits and pieces in there, making it look complete. Oh yeah, look at the finish, the fit and finish of that. That's excellent. Wow, that's even better than I expected.
More satisfying clicks. You're welcome. And next up, the grills. There's 3 of them, no, 4 of them in total on this front bumper, and they're held in a kind of peculiar way.
These are a little different. These tabs don't lock them in by themselves. That's why it came with a bunch of these little clips. And I hate these things, but it's so cool that they actually came with them, because these are like a one-time use thing. I used them on my 997 and lost a bunch and broke a bunch. Yeah, it's a thing, but they come with a bunch. Basically just like that. I just have to do it a whole bunch more times.
I don't consider myself to have girly hands by any means, but as you'll see here, this is one of the very few times I put on working gloves because these things were rubbing my fingers raw.
That's a lot of screws and a lot of clips and a lot of grills and a lot of plastic. Backside, I think it's done. I think now would probably actually be the best time to install this. Should I do the lip too? I guess I'll do the lip now. Oh man, that looks so sick. Can't wait to see it on the car.
You might think I'm talking out loud for YouTube, but really it's just me questioning myself.
Per usual, this is not going as easily as I thought it would.
I'd be doing this regardless if there was a camera on or not.
I think the last part on the front end are the turn signals. At least I think these are turn signals. Might be daytime running lights. I'm not sure, but these came in the kit as well. Like I said, this kit from ECS Tuning came with literally everything. Oh, sheesh. They also come with these harness adapters, so I guess it works on newer and older 981 and 718s, I'm assuming. We'll find out soon enough.
All in all, I couldn't be more pleased with this front bumper. It looks brand new from factory with every single part, piece, screw, and nut on there is brand new. There is nothing used on this front end at all, and I can't wait to get it on the car because it's the only thing missing. Now, all was going well, and I was so excited to get this bumper fitted for the final time until I realized I was forgetting something.
Oh, no. I didn't even think of that. Huh.
Now, I was still going to mount the bumper just to get a look, but
Second thought, I'm not going to do that because I'll end up damaging something, and I'd prefer to only have to put this on once. You see, what happened was, I forgot that there was no foam up there. There should be a piece of foam on here. And also, yeah, there's another plug in there, another connector. Yeah, just like this on both sides. And what those go to are, well, the side marker light and those front daytime running lights slash turn signal slash whatever they are. You know, I was wondering why there was like no wiring on the front of this thing, and that's because, well, it didn't come with any. So I gotta find that stuff. Used, probably. So we're gonna take a quick time out while I go and order some parts for this and hope that they come soon. If it's anything like the last GT4 video, which was delayed by over a week, sorry about that, it was out of my hands. I'm hoping this comes sooner rather than later, so this one also doesn't get delayed. Plus, I really just want to see this car together. But I actually have to get this car out of here while we wait on parts, because as you know, this is really my only open garage bay. So I've got some work to do to the other cars. This car's in the way. And now I have some room to actually get this hatch up and out of the way and finish putting the rear interior together. Because we all know to remove the bumper on a Porsche, you got to take off 100 things on the inside before you can even think about getting the bumper off, or the taillights off, or any of the above. After a few days, I think all the parts I need to get the front bumper on here, not including that brush, have showed up. Got both harnesses for the front, and then some brand new parts from Porsche. Got that little under tray that I needed, and the bumper foam. Need just a touch of glue on there. I've got to finagle my hand all the way back in there and get this plugged in. And for the side marker lights, of course, going with the best of the best, Renline. And I actually went with the smoke version on this car just because it's black. It had one OEM one, so you can see the difference there. I think this is going to blend in a lot more. I'm not typically a smoked guy, but on a black car, it's going to kind of blend in and you won't see it so much. And before I go and stick this thing on, I definitely need to make sure all these lights work. We got nothing? There we go. There's something. Got the daytime running light. Let's check out the Renline. Yep. Renline light's working. Other side. Renline light. And, oh, did I? Oh, I didn't plug that in. Well, I'm confident it'll work. That definitely won't come back to bite me, but I think now I can get the bumper mounted for the final time. First time, final time, both. I think I got that in the slots. Ah! Woo! Oh, I definitely forgot to make sure the marker light wiring was in the right spot. Crisis averted. Before I get too far, let me check all the lights again. Oh yeah. It all works, baby. Getting all of these inside panels lined up is kind of a pain, which you can see here. Yeah, I gotta get that pushed up somehow. This one here, I actually had to pull the bumper back off because it was way out of whack, but now it's good. Now I just gotta get the center, which I think I can get from underneath. It's been a process.
Now you'll have to forgive me, the car did get a little dusty, dirty, and fingerprinty from this process, but I'm not worrying about washing it right now. I just want to see this thing outside in the sun.
It's done.
I know I said I don't like black cars, and I still don't, but getting this perfectly fitting front bumper on here did change my outlook a little bit. It looks pretty incredible.
If you guys that are subscribed, thank you. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Just to help a brother out, man. Just hit that button.
I couldn't have put this car together without the help of ECS Tuning and Redline, and this thing turned out so good, and it was repaired so fast it doesn't quite feel real. But now I do have to explain that massive problem.
So about that problem, if you guys have noticed, I haven't had a plate on the G80. While the G80 does have insurance and I'm going through the process to get a plate on it, it's been a complete nightmare. That's all because of the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. The same exact thing is happening with the GT4.
News to me, PA is no longer accepting out-of-state salvage titles. Basically, you have to get a reconstructed title in said state where the title was issued, and then it can be transferred to Pennsylvania. That means you have to get the car shipped to your house, fix it, take it back to the state in which you purchased to get the inspection done, and then bring it home. This is a huge pain in the ass.
This has been a fight for over 6 months with the G80, and I'm still stuck. And the thing with the GT4 is, I think I'm going to have to transport it back to Tennessee to get it inspected there, to get the reconstructed title in Tennessee, to bring it back to Pennsylvania. And it seems like this is how PA is doing it from henceforward. So if any of you guys out there, dealers, people who work at DMV or work at PennDOT, please send me an email, fender13bender@hotmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram. Give me some tips and tricks as to how to resolve this, because at this point, I don't know what to do, and I'm in the process of buying another car right now as we speak. And it has a salvage title, so it's gonna need the exact same thing. I just want to drive the GT4 so bad, because just driving it up and down my driveway is like, it feels amazing, and I know it's going to be amazing on the road, and I want to drive it all the time.
All right, and the total cost to rebuild this car, paintwork, that was $1,300, not including the front bumper. Front bumper was $2,800 with all the included bits. Getting the wheels fixed, new headlights, all the Redline stuff like the lights, the spacers, the studs, the tow hooks, and some other miscellaneous stuff. That was about $3,000. All this isn't exact, but it's pretty darn close. That gives us a pretty good estimate of not $53,850, $62,400. And that is the cheapest GT4 ever.
Likes, comments, and hypes are always appreciated. Love you guys. The next video may or may not be a new car on the channel.